just a plethora of guys that flew around. We knew defensively it was going to be tough on them, and then offensively we put together the best week of practice we have all year. I think things have been really trending in the right direction. We played pretty well last week at the semi-state. And then special teams. I mean, we won all three facets of the game. We've been talking about it for 16 weeks. We need to put the whole package together. We put it was either defense and a little bit of offense, defense and special teams. Even last week, it was arguably our best game to that point. We were still special teams. We had a couple special teams blunders. So to put it all together, which is always the goal, obviously, at this stage, is an awesome feeling. I just feel proud of the kids, happy for the kids.
You use the word physicality, whether it's number 1 on offense or number 5 on defense. I mean, you got guys all over the field. How tough is it for other teams to deal with just that intimidation factor?
It's tough, especially when you got so many kids playing both sides of the ball. Chasing around our speed on the defensive side of the ball is tough. Seeing our speed with our defense when an opponent's on the offensive side of the ball is tough. But then, we've got physical kids in this program up front on the defense and offensive lines. When your running backs can lower the boom. They're on the flip end, they're playing linebacker, running around with that same physicality. When your receivers, Isaac Zay and Jalen White out wide on the perimeter, they've been physical blockers all year. It just takes a toll on your body, and from the mental, the emotional standpoint of a teenager. That's tough trudging. We had a little depth advantage, and kids came out and they played their best 48 minutes of the season.
I know in a few of the other interviews, a lot of the kids specifically were talking about how much it meant to win this for you. To hear them say that and to know that was a motivating factor, how special is that?
It's cool. I've had several classes tell me that. I love doing what I do. I love working with kids. I love this group of kids. For them to want something for somebody else, that's what Lures is about. That's what being a human being should be about, giving yourself for others. For them to want me to have that experience as a head coach, that's awesome. But I told them, Damien was the first one last week who came up to me immediately after a handshake line against LCC. Said, Coach, we're going to get you one. Say, hey, I'm doing this for you guys. I want you guys to have that experience I did. I'm doing it for you. So it's a cool feeling, definitely.
It's not a pretty start for you guys to the start of the season, 0-2. But you guys get better week after week. And just what does it say about these guys for them to constantly get better, and when it matters most, they execute at this stage?
It speaks a lot to the character of this team, of the senior class, the leadership. That was a big question mark, in all honesty, heading into the season. Was was our small senior class who haven't really had the burden of having to carry a team on their shoulders. Would they be able to handle the emotional swings of a football game, let alone a football season? For them to be able to just continuously put it together on the practice field, in the weight room, in the film room, week in and week out, always trying to improve themselves, speaks once again to the type of kids that they are and the futures that they're going to hold. Those are some special young men.
So it seemed like two bulldogs in the backfield, Gio and Mickey. How big were they for you guys?
Oh yeah. It's fun to see those guys reap the benefits of patience, perseverance. We had a lot of inexperience heading into the year behind with our offensive line in particular. Mickey with his style of just being a bruiser. Gio being shifty is his nickname. He's got an extra gear that a lot of these 2A opponents haven't seen. And then he finishes downhill as well. And Mickey's got a gear too. I mean, Mickey, he doesn't run hard, man. He's a gifted running back, let alone just an overall complete football player. It was tough to run the ball for most of the regular season, and they never ever gave up on their offensive line. They were always, they were captains. They were true captains of this team. Just always encouraging the inexperienced kids, some of their senior classmates as well. They knew better days were ahead, and for them to put it together here the last month has been special.
Last week we talked about getting the opportunity to add to this winning legacy. You guys capitalized on it. What does that mean for you guys?
It means everything. This is why I do what I do. I wanted to, when I was in college and wanted to decide on what I wanted to do with my career, I knew I could coach. I knew I had a passion for the game, a passion with working with kids. I didn't quite envision this happening, or I didn't know what I wanted to do beyond that. I got in the classroom, I loved it, but this is a special, it's a special profession. Just working with educators in general. It's an awesome feeling to see these kids have that experience, lifelong memories that they've created for each other. Yeah, it's special.
You talked a little bit about how this team has improved week in and week out, but have you ever had a group of kids who have grown so much in a pretty short period of time? I know there are some teams that you've had that have done similar things, but
Yeah, from week one, not just losing to where we're at right now, it's hard to say. Probably not. Probably haven't had a group that really had to overcome some of their own deficiencies, the inexperience. This is the class that, was really asking for leaders, begging for leaders to emerge. And, one by one, they stepped up. I think even the lowest man on our depth chart in the senior class, he led by example. And that works itself up to the top of the leadership. These coaching staff did a heck of a job. They had a lot of patience with this group of kids. But I don't think I've seen a team come along from the most